That is the toughest scheme also.
So they take up different art forms as per the grade and the experiment. On the way I'll show you. So this graduating batch, normally we have about 10 students. Batch out of 18 and we have 4 of them who are pursuing art.
So I'm going to be studying architecture in the UK.
You've chosen the toughest field possible.
Yeah.
Architecture is not easy. You should come back and help us in Andhra Pradesh in Amravati.
Yeah, that's what I
Building
planned to do.
one-class infrastructure that India does see.
She's a Telugu.
Oh, no. Rinji? Where in Andhra? So, how many years has it been since you gave this movie?
I was born here.
Exactly. Then you're a Kannadiga. We accept you.
We were inspired by her painting. We picked that theme for all our graduation painting. Those impressions, surprise, those impressions, something to show.
Nice to meet you.
So my entire topic is about fashion in general and for intersectionality, which is the own problems that happen in these communities.
Very good.
I'm going to study at Urbana Shankar
Which major? Industrial design. Congratulations.
Study in future.
Yeah. What's your name? You're graduating.
My name is Madhurna. So these are all my rooms.
Good. You're touching a very important subject that's personal for me. Women empowerment. More than the gender equality. Sir, we can. No problem. Plan B in action. Let's go ahead.
Good evening, esteemed dignitaries, teachers, parents, guests, staff members, and fellow students. We are happy to welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2026. I am Saksham Tikku
And I am Radhika Katti
of grade 11, and we are your hosts for this evening, and we promise you a memorable event.
I now request the august audience and dear guests to rise and warmly welcome, with a huge round of applause, the stars of this evening, the class of 2026, as they walk in.
We request you all to remain standing as the graduating class sings the school song for the last time, along with the school choir. This will be followed by the national anthem.
We sing this song for Greenwood High, where noble thoughts and deeds do lie, where hearts and souls and minds are nourished, where every girl and boy is cherished.
Please be seated.
What a proud moment for the school as our graduating class is seated along with their form tutors who have guided them. Not far from them are their families in the center and their teachers on the other end. What a magnificent moment. We are grateful to the school members and families who have made this day possible and to our special guests and invitees who have graced this occasion.
I would like to invite our chief guest, Mr. Nara Lokesh, our respected chairperson, Mr. Bijay Agarwal, managing trustees, Mrs. Neeru Agarwal and Mr. Manas Mehrotra, members of the board, Mr. Jagannath Subbarao, Mr. P.K. Mishra, and Mr. Shivam Agarwal, our principal, Mrs. Sheila Alexander, and vice principal, Mr. Nishant Nagavar, to light the lamp.
We request our grade 11 students, Medani Bhagat and Navya Vobugari, to invoke the blessing of the divine through a harmonious vocal rendition of Saraswati Vandana as the diya is lit. We request all to rise.
Ya kundendu tusharaharatabala Ya shubhravastravrita Ya veena-varadandamandita-kara Ya Brahma-Achyuta Shankara Pravriti Devai Sada Pujita Samam Padu Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesh Ya Shweta Padmasana Samam Padu Saraswati Bhagavati.
As we now request our principal, Mrs. Sheila Alexander, to lead us in prayer.
Esteemed dignitaries, proud parents and dear students, it's a privilege for several reasons for me to introduce Sri Nara Lokesh, our chief guest for this momentous occasion. Sri Nara Lokesh is a prominent young Indian political leader known for his significant contributions to Andhra Pradesh, particularly in technology, rural development, and governance. He currently serves as the Cabinet Minister of Human Resource Development, IT, Electronics and Communications, and Real-Time Governance. He has also worked as the Panchayat Raj and Rural Development Minister in the past. Mr. Lokesh was born on 23rd January 1983 in Hyderabad into a family deeply rooted in public service and leadership. He is the son of Sri N. Chandrababu Naidu, the visionary multi-time Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, and Srimati Nara Bhuvaneshwari, and also the grandson of the legendary actor and statesman Sri N.T. Ramarao. Now, moving on to the reasons why he is an extremely important icon for our student community. Firstly, despite coming from a socio-economically privileged background, Mr. Lokesh chose quality education as his pathway to enlightenment, legitimacy, independent thinking, and eventually public service. Not choosing the easier path is a lesson in itself. He attended the prestigious Carnegie Mellon University and earned his BSc degree in 2004, specializing in management information systems. This education set a strong foundation to his career, fostering innovative approaches. He did not stop there. He earned his place for an MBA degree from Stanford University Graduate School of Business in 2008, specializing in finance, marketing, and operations, which empowered him to envision what is possible and make it happen through principled leadership and creative problem solving. Sounds like a feature of an IB student profile. I'm sure he has some advice on college education and how to make use of the opportunities your parents are providing you. The second reason why we are privileged to have him is the path he took towards public service. Before getting into politics, he worked with Heritage Foods Limited, making a bigger impact from the perspective of revenue and social development initiatives. Probably that was the initiation for his current success. He's also worked with the World Bank on capacity building projects in e-governance and global connectivity solutions. That's something very close to him. With the NTR Trust, he has led significant philanthropic initiatives in the rural districts. After an initial setback when he lost his first elections, he did something different the next time in 2023. That was a game changer in the state of Andhra Pradesh, but most importantly, deep within him. He set on a more than 400-day, 3,132-kilometer Yuvagalam Padayatra. It's a foot march across the state to connect with the youth, the disempowered, and understand local issues from the people whom he interacts, not from their representatives. And finally, to try and find solutions as an individual, with or without power, and as a political leader to empower them. I had the privilege of reading about his experiences from this journey from a photographic memoir that he gifted to us personally. You can find it in our library. I'm sure he will have rare insights from that long foot journey amidst the people, and it was a life-changing experience for him politically, socially, and spiritually too. It's another story that under his youthful leadership, his party swept a clear majority. The bigger challenge is in working with traditional systems and bringing about incremental changes with all the bureaucratic hurdles which he is currently engaged in now. He has invaluable lessons on how to face initial and personal setbacks, adapt and spring back, and not merely to survive or thrive, but to bring development for all. The last reason is that he is a solution-oriented person who likes real-time problem solving and monitoring. In fact, there's a ministry called real-time governance, just like your online live documents, which your teachers probably keep a track on. While your cohort might panic a bit with the AI disruption, unprovoked wars that have an impact globally on nations and common people, uncertain careers, growing youth population, and fear of financial meltdowns and diminishing resources, Mr. Lokesh and his state had to face serious setbacks after the bifurcation of the erstwhile unified Andhra Pradesh, where the financially well-developed Hyderabad went to Telangana eventually. However, with his passion, educational background, guidance by his father, who was the original big initiator of IT and technology in India, Mr. Lokesh undertook pioneering initiatives true to your graduation theme. He has driven several e-governance initiatives such as Me Seva, Me Kosam, and Me Bhumi, improving service delivery and citizen grievance redressal. Under his leadership, Visakhapatnam emerged as a global fintech hub, and Andhra Pradesh became a leader in the blockchain adoption. He has won several awards for this and has been integral to activities related to the World Bank and World Economic Forum, as I mentioned earlier. Like an IB student, he believes in global solutions for local issues. He has resolved to develop Amravati as the new model capital, an unenviable task, and also as the next global hub for futuristic solutions. Hopefully, as future young entrepreneurs and policy influencers, some of you will be part of that growth story too. Students, we are extremely pleased to have Sri Nara Lokesh Garu as our esteemed chief guest. His actions resonate our graduation theme. His belief in traditional values and global outlook echoes the ethos of Greenwood High. His educational path resonates your future educational aspirations. I just hope that you will take up his high energy aspirations for public service commitment in any form as a source of inspiration. I do see the Greenwood High logo on his portrait, yeah. I asked for that. So he's now inducted as a part of our school community. He can't back off. I thank you, Mr. Lokesh, for accepting our invitation with so much enthusiasm and with no second thoughts, despite your tightly packed schedule, with such diverse portfolios as you wanted to be amidst the students, as you said, and you had heard of Greenwood High and the good work done by your promoters. I welcome you on stage to share your experiences with our student community and us. Dhanyavadalu and Dhanyavadagalu.
Good evening, everyone. Today is not just a graduation ceremony, it is a special moment. where memories meet dreams and students here become future leaders. When the stool team came to meet me and invite me for this ceremony, what surprised me most was the theme that you chose, which is pioneering possibilities. It says a lot about the students here, the vision that you have. Because this is not just a theme, it's a mindset. It reflects courage, it reflects curiosity. It honestly reflects a generation that is not afraid to ask what's next, and more importantly, why not? And this is exactly what the world needs today. I would like to acknowledge Brijeji's vision at the Satwa Group, the role that he's played in shaping not just infrastructure, but institutions like Greenwood High. Today, Satwa is also becoming part of the growth in the great state of Andhra Pradesh, and that is where I met Neeruji. And she spoke on and on about Greenwood, and she invited me to come. And that is how this connection began, and that is how I have the privilege of standing before all of you here today. And I must say, what I see here today is not merely infrastructure, but what really excites me is institutions like Greenwood High are truly creating global citizens. Standing here also makes me nostalgic. It reminds me of my graduation days at Carnegie Mellon and at Stanford, where I remember those days were filled with dreams, ambition, and a lot of uncertainty in front of me. But one thing I learned, education is not just what you learn, but it is about how you learn to think. And that is something I strongly see here, a system that prepares you not just for exams, but for life. Before I go further, I'd like to ask the young batch here a few questions. Show of hands, how many of you want to be doctors? How many of you want to be engineers? Law graduates? Nice. And how many of you are choosing a career in arts? How many of you want to be politicians? There, India's future is secured. No, whatever path you choose, please remember this. Don't follow trends, follow purpose. Trends change, but purpose will always sustain. Always choose the road less traveled. Many of you see me as a minister today, but my life journey has not been a straight line. The highs have always been very high, and the lows have been extremely low. I first became a minister in the year 2017. I joined Mr. Naidu's third term as Chief Minister as the Panchayat Raj, Rural Development, IT and Electronics Minister. I sat in a room, I took decisions, and I could feel the impact that we had in the remotest villages of Andhra Pradesh. That is the power of responsibility, but life also has its own way of testing you. In 2019, I had the audacity to choose an electoral constituency that my party did not win for almost 40 years. I thought, I'm Lokesh, I'll definitely win. And I lost. That moment could have broken me, but honestly, it has built me. And I have a new definition for fail. I call it first attempt in learning. After that defeat, I took a decision not to step back, but to actually step forward. In 2023, I undertook a Padayatra, which enabled me to really understand my state, understand the aspirations of the youth, the farmers, the employees, the students. It enabled me to build a lot of emotional quotient for all the decisions that I take today. I had an opportunity to meet farmers, women, to understand their aspirations, and to really connect at a level that I never did in the past. Because until then I had seen life from the system's perspective. But during that journey, I saw life from people's perspective. And trust me, those two are very different perspectives. And then came my next chapter. In 2024, the subsequent election, I went back to the same constituency, Mangalgiri, same people, same place, but this time around it was different. I had a very deep connection with my people and a stronger understanding and a stronger conviction to win their heart. And it was not just a win for me, it was a win for my constituency. I won with a majority which is the third highest ever in the history of the state of Andhra Pradesh. You know, when I look back and I reflect, that journey was not mine. It was a reflection of trust. It was a result of listening. It was a proof that when you connect with people genuinely, change happens. Pioneering possibilities is not always about creating something entirely new. Sometimes it's about seeing what other people haven't seen. It's about listening where others ignore. It's about standing up when it's easier to sit down. I always tell my students in my state something which is very simple yet very powerful. And I hope all of you have your notepad and pen ready. Never do anything that you cannot openly tell your mother. I like to repeat it. Never do anything that you cannot openly tell your mother. If every decision in your life passes this test, then you will never go wrong. Because in a world of shortcuts, ethics is your greatest strength. You know, I go to a lot of admissions events of Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, and particularly for Stanford, a lot of the aspiring students ask me a question on how is Stanford different from other universities. And when I reflect back, there's one powerful movement that really moves me. We used to write examinations without invigilators. You heard it right, we had no invigilators. The professor would come, keep the exam papers on the table and would leave. We would go collect it, write our exams, and once we are done, we would leave. Now that I think about it, you know what stops someone from cheating? Nothing except integrity. And I honestly felt that, you know, the system there was not about testing our knowledge, it was testing our character. And that lesson stayed with me for the rest of my life. Character is what you do when no one is looking at you. There was another interesting practice at Stanford where we had a board in the classroom, and as students we would write if there's anything that we would love to learn about. It could be AI, it could be about learning about wine or our journey in life. And other students would go by, and if they were interested to collaborate and share their experiences, they would actually write their name. And that was the power of collaboration. That was the power of peer learning that I had at Stanford. And that is the network you build in institutions like that. Today, as you're stepping into a world that is changing faster than ever, technology is evolving, jobs are changing, entire industries are transforming. Some of the jobs you will do are in sectors that are yet to be discovered. So, what do you need to do? You need to be adaptable, resilient, curious, ethical, and what I believe is very, very important is to have that fire in your belly. Because knowledge will change, but these values will not. To the parents here, today is your movement too. Behind every successful student, there is a sacrifice, patience, and unconditional support and love from parents. You always stand with us through our highs, through our lows. And to the teachers, you are our architects of the future. Because you don't just teach subjects, you shape lives. Greenwood High has built something truly remarkable, and there is a reason I'm here. I really wanted to understand what it takes to build a great school, because I believe this is also what is required in the government education system in our great nation. A school that builds knowledge, life skills, and confident global citizens like you all. Dear student, Students, today you received your diploma. Tomorrow you will receive your responsibility. Responsibility to your family, society, and to Bharat. As you move forward, remember three things. Dream big, but stay grounded. Work hard, but stay ethical. Succeed, but take others along. Because true success is not what you achieve alone. It is what you enable for others. Class of 2026, you are not just graduates, you are our pioneers. Go out there, break barriers, challenge norms, create solutions. And I have a personal ask from all of you. Come back, serve our nation. We need youngsters like you to lead from the front. It was really exciting to hear from your students on their passion and how they want to take things forward. So please come back, be part of the system. Yes, it is tough. Yes, it is not easy. That is why we have an opportunity. So please come back and serve our great motherland and truly live the spirit of pioneering possibilities. My heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And I don't want to keep you from your dinner. With this, I'd like to wrap up. Thank you very much and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your invaluable experiences and inspiring us to make the right choices and add value to our lives and our community. The strong educational path that you chose and the committed public service path that you have chosen to empower the youth and the needy populace is something we admire a lot. Thank you, sir.
We warmly welcome our principal, Mrs. Sheila Alexander, to address the graduating batch.
Good evening. Our respected chief guest, Mr. Nara Lokesh, Honorable Cabinet Minister of Andhra Pradesh for Human Resource Development, Information Technology, Real-Time Governance, and Electronics and Communication. It is indeed an honor and privilege for us to have you with us today, sir. Thank you for sharing your views on education. Your statement, education is not about what you learn, but education is about how you learn, is a very powerful statement. And also, which is very apt for our boys and girls, don't choose trends, but have purpose in whatever you choose. And sir, I like that synonym for fail. First attempt in learning, that is something new to me. And the three values that you have shared with us, trusting people, listening to them, and building connections are what we need as students and as adults. It is such a beautiful way of ensuring that our children celebrate and enjoy their graduation day with your powerful words. Thank you once again for that inspiring message that you've shared with us. Warm welcome to our chairman, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, managing trustees, Mrs. Neeru Agarwal, Mr. Manas Mehrotra, our trustees, Mr. Jagannath Subbarao, Mr. P.K. Mishra, and Mr. Shivam Agarwal, principals, vice principals, and dean of academics from our sister schools, our dear parents, teachers, and to each one of you, a proud and promising class of 2026. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. Shivam for sharing that inspirational story of our chairperson, Mr. Vijay Agarwal, which none of us have heard so far. And moving from a refugee to react, and from an outsider mentality to an outsider mindset to an opportune mindset is something very, very remarkable. Today, for our class of 2026, It's more than a celebration. It's a turning point, a moment between the journey you have known and the path you're about to create. Arthur Ashe once said, "Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can, and from there, students, you begin pioneering possibilities." But what does that really mean in today's world? A world where you can learn a skill from a reel, ask AI a question and get an answer instantly, or watch someone your age become successful overnight. Think of your phone. You control it, you have your password, you choose the apps, the messages, the content, etc. But over time, children, it starts shaping you. What you see, what you think about, and even how you spend your time. Life works the same way. You make choices, but those choices slowly shape who you become. It may seem that everything is fast, instant, and already figured out. But students' real life is not that way. There is no shortcut to resilience, no app that builds character, no algorithm that can decide your purpose. Many of you have been here since your early years, kindergarten, grade 1, and so on. This school has not been a place of learning alone, but it's a second home, a space where you've grown, stumbled, fallen, failed, first attempt in learning, discovered, and become who you are today. And we have a few of you, I think more than 20 of you have spent more than 1.5 decades in school with us. More than 10 years of morning assemblies, classrooms, friendships, memories. We've watched you grow from holding hands on your first day at school to standing here today next to each other for your graduation, ready to step into the world independently. My dear parents, in a rapidly changing world, you have given your children something that will never go out of relevance: values. The discipline to stay focused, the humility to stay grounded, and the strength to keep growing when things are difficult. Dear teachers, you've done more than teaching lessons. You've shaped individuals. You've answered questions that went beyond textbooks. But most importantly, you have prepared these students for life beyond the classroom. Before I conclude, I would like to leave you with 4 anchors. The first anchor is purpose, and that's what even our chief guest told. Don't choose trends, but purpose. Let what you do have meaning. Your parents carried a deep sense of purpose in raising you, making sacrifices so you could stand here today. Honor that purpose by living a life that matters. I was also reading the memoir of our chief guest, Mr. Nara Lokesh, the memoir called The Voice of People, where he speaks about how Yuvagalam Padayatra of around 3,000 plus kilometers became a turning point in his life. He shares that its success was not his alone. It was made possible by the constant support of his family, the encouragement of his wife, his mother, who's been the pillar of his support, his father, who guided him and has been a source of inspiration, and his moral compass. And above all, the people who gave his journey direction and purpose. Priorities, the second anchor. Choose what truly deserves your time, not to go after trends. Your teachers showed you this every day. Let your choice reflect what truly matters. The third anchor, potential. Believe in yourself even before the world does. Your parents and teachers have always seen your potential. Even in moments when you have doubted yourself, carry that belief forward. The last anchor is progress. Keep moving forward, even in small steps. Every step you take from here is not just for yourself, but for your family, your siblings, your community, and your country. May you go on to contribute meaningfully, not just to your own lives, but to the building of our India, our nation, Bharat, keeping alive the spirit of Bharat Mahan and to the world beyond. Class of 2026, you will carry memories, friendships, and lessons. So go out into the world, not just to succeed, but to create, to question, and to lead. Not just to dream of possibilities, but to pioneer them. Congratulations, class of 2026. May you always have the courage to step forward into the unknown and the strength to become everything you're capable of becoming. Before I end, I would like to tell you one thing what the chief guest said. Never do anything that you can't tell your mom. Please remember that. I repeat, never do anything that you can't tell your mom. God bless you, and may you always pioneer your possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am.